Hello, I'm Nancy Puga, and this is week 2 of my explorations with different technology and applications to create an e-learning for my final project. And this week I worked on inputting slides that I created for a distance learning course from Microsoft PowerPoint into Adobe Captivate 2019. And one of the issues that I had and dealt with was that my 2019 Microsoft PowerPoint, would not upload into Adobe Captivate. It kept giving me some errors, and so I had to go. I didn't see anything on lynda.com about it, so I went to YouTube and just typed in the issue I was having, and someone came up with a video showing that sometimes you needed an older version of Microsoft PowerPoint in order to upload your PowerPoint into the new 2019 Adobe Captivate. If any of you have had any other experiences with this and have any suggestions, I really appreciate it. So what I ended up doing was saving my PowerPoint as an older version, and then it ended up uploading into my Adobe Captivate 2019. So this week what I worked on, let's see, this week what I worked on was adding audio and trying to input some videos into Adobe Captivate for my e-learning distance course. And, I realized through the readings, it gave you a very valid point that if you just have text and pictures, you tend to overload the learner with visual and pictorial graphics and printed words instead of minimizing those chances of overload by adding audio into it. And this made perfect sense to me because as a teacher, I always try to differentiate my learning, and whenever I have visuals for the kids or anchor charts, I always have some audio to go along with it. Hands-on. Kids need more than one way to look at something, and sometimes you do overload them with pictures and they get nothing out of it. But when they hear you, when they hear the audio, then it kind of helps them make sense of what they're learning. So it also, adding the audio applies to universal design principles of learning, and it's a great way to differentiate learning. I have, quite a handful of kids that have modifications that includes oral read aloud, so I want to have that audio in there. And as I was making my lessons this week for my kids that are at home, I had to apply that. I had to do some oral read alouds for them of some of the context because I knew that that would not only help my oral read aloud kids, but it also would help my other children as well. So I'm just going to kind of show you what I did this week. I worked on my first 3 slides. Welcome to Distance Learning, Week 1 of Social Studies. So I added the audio for the first slide just to introduce it. This is slide 2. Welcome to week 1 of your distance learning course. I will post your weekly lessons in Canvas under assignments in each course subject. You will have to click on each of our course subjects to get your assignments for the week. Please don't hesitate to email. Okay, so basically you get what I did. I added audio to my first 3 slides. This week in Social Studies, we are learning about... Okay, so all I did was add the audio for the first 3 slides. So now I'm started already working on inputting videos, and I'm having some struggles there. So I'm going to continue working in Adobe Captivate and seeing what applications and what tools I can use from the program to make my distance learning more interactive, and also applying all of the universal design principles for my students. So that's what I did this week. Thank you.